What's good, YouTube? DM Gaming here, guys. And yeah, I overslept, man. I overslept and I missed the reveal trailer live stream I was gonna do, bro. Yeah, yeah. Maybe that's a bad omen for Madden. I don't know. Anyway, I hadn't seen the reveal trailer yet. I'm gonna watch it right here, break it down or whatever, and go. I got the website pulled up. I haven't looked at it yet, so I don't know what it entails. I'm nervous. Well, not nervous because it's a reveal trailer. Like they're not gonna show a whole bunch of stuff like game wise. Okay. And side note, guys, it includes optional in-game purchases, includes random items, game engine footage. Some camera angles adjusted for trailer use. Not all images appear in game, so let's note that. But let's check it out. Oh my gosh, that's loud. My bad, y'all. Blowing y'all's ears off. Pause. Years of NFL data. Okay, they said the realest Madden ever. Okay, let me watch the trailer first. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
See it there, whiteout conditions remain in effect as we are back for the second half.
Okay, let's break this down. All right, so let's go back here and take a look. I'm gonna mute this because it's loud in my ear. I can't hear myself talking. So I guess entrances are improved. Like I don't know how much of this was kind of a replica from last year because, like I said, I didn't play 25. I'm not sold on 26, but I do want to see what they have to offer. Hold on, who was that? Who was that? Was that Randy Moss? Is that Randy Moss? Is that supposed to be Moss? I mean, it's the Vikings. I would assume so. You see the stage down there, the ship, and what it looks like a ship or whatever. That's pretty cool though. Power the realest Madden ever. Justin Jefferson. So right here, they're showing actual in-game footage. And they're basically showing that he makes that same throw. Now, guys, we all know about Madden. They showed this, I remember, I think 24. Because I didn't play 25. 24 or 25, I don't know. They showed him making like a throw like that. Y'all remember the diving throw that Pat Mahomes made? And then you get in game, and it was like very extremely rare that would even happen. Which I get it because heck, it's rare that it happens in real life. But yeah, man, come on, like this don't. Okay, see that's a regular throw. That's just a regular throw and run right there. Defensive holding maybe. Ashton Genty. So they're showing the coach right here because the coaches. Their schemes, their tendencies, their real life tendencies and stuff are being put into the game. It sounds repetitive. It seems like we've heard this before, man. It seems like we've heard this before. So like a Dan Lanning, not Dan Lanning's Oregon. God bless. I forgot the guy's name that fast. The Lions coach, he likes to go for it a lot on fourth downs. And so in the game, given certain situations, he'll go for it. Which is interesting because in general, even in college, teams don't really go. Like I was playing a game yesterday, a team was at like the 45-yard line. They was too far for a field goal, but they was close, I say it was a little too close to punt, and it was 4th and inches, and they punted the ball. Like, I don't know. More catch animations. They got more celebrations in the game. I'm sorry, EA. That's not going to get me to drop my pants for this game. Okay, so the weather. Now we're looking at the weather dynamics. Now, guys, some of y'all younger people probably don't remember, but there was a time when, even in NCAA, because what you saw right here is the running back slip. Okay, real quick before I get into that, guys, if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button. Don't be a Poindexter. Get out of the portal and become 5-star, or I am going to take the cutest dog in the world and I'm going to punt it over the Golden Gate Bridge, and it will be your fault. So anyway, the weather. There were previous college football games and Madden football games where the weather played a factor. This isn't nothing new. This is actually an older feature being put back into a newer game. Now, I like it. Don't get me wrong. I like the feature, but let's not make it like this is something game breaking. Now, I'm sure they're going to have some different nuances to it. But I think in NCAA 14, 13, 12, in the Maddens around that time as well, the weather played a factor. If it was snowing or raining, the receivers, if they cut a route too hard, they would slip. Running backs trying to juke or something, they would slip and fall. Defenders trying to break down, they would slip and stuff like that. So I think that is actually really a cool feature. But with them bringing it back, I wonder how they're gonna make it different. All right, so and that's what you saw right here. Right here, the running back makes a cut. Oh, shoot, I skipped ahead. He makes a cut, or the receiver, that's a running back, number 30. And you can kind of see him lose his footing a little bit. But here, I mean, even in this right here, guys, they talk about physics. I'm sounding like Ryan Moody now. They're talking about physics-based tackling. But you see the running back right here get caught in an animation. It seems like he's stuck in an animation. The hand goes up. And see, he doesn't even really take a step, man. When you break it down like that, you can see, look, that his left foot slides forward, almost like he hops. Maybe he did lose his balance or something like that. I don't know. So right there, you saw the receiver. You saw the receiver drop the ball. So look at the ball. All right. It's raining. That ball looks wet. Okay. So a wet ball is going to be harder to throw. It's going to be harder to hold on to as a running back, ball carrier. And in this right here, as you can see, I mean, will anybody disagree that ball looks wet? The receiver drops the ball. I don't know. Could have been caused by the hit. Could have been caused by the wet ball. I think with them showing it, it has more to do with the wet ball. They're trying to show the weather physics. Why? Because it's raining in the screenshot. Little transition there. Oh, see right there? That's what I was telling you. He slips. Guys, this isn't new. This has been in college games and NFL games. You know, they're recycling old features. And like I said, I don't mind. I like the feature. It should have never been taken out. It adds realism to the game. But hey, why not say, hey, we're bringing it back? But they call it dynamic weather, and I'm going to tell you why they can do that, because there's something else to it that wasn't in the previous renditions of the game. But see how he slips? See? Slip. Sliding. Slipping. That's what it's about. And then the snow. Okay, so this is the part that's not actually gameplay. This is all done for cinematic purposes for the trailer. Because look at the snow on the ground. It looks just like it does in every football game. But you seeing people slip a little bit more. The hurdle. The intros are cool. I guess built from real tendencies from coaches and players, built from real schemes. Like they've been advertising real coaching schemes in these games. I'm lost. I'm not getting that. See, a little slippage in the snow. Built from real weather, real traditions. All right, Cheat T Hunter, man. Built from Sundays. So, here's the thing. I'm hearing stuff that I've heard before. I'm seeing stuff that I've seen before. And like I said, not to pull a page from Ryan Moody book, but EA has promised this stuff for Madden for so long. I'll say even this. College took what people said and in 1 year made changes. Madden has been saying this stuff for decades. It's y'all. I still want to see more. I want to see what they're gonna do with franchise mode. But you know, the people that have played it, they said that it's different and things like that, and it may very well be. But like I said, these features that they're adding into the game, the coaching schemes, that's been in games. Coaching tendencies, that stuff has been in older games. So let's check out and see what they say on the website. Let's go to features. EA Sports Madden 26 brings AI-powered machine learning system trained by real play calls and game situations over nearly a decade to deliver more explosive gameplay with new coach and player-specific traits, authentic play styles, and more. Now, this is what I'm talking about. This is why they can market this as something different. And I'm not saying that it's not different, guys. Because let's be honest, even when they said that stuff in older games, it really still kind of played the same. The difference is this right here. AI. And this is why I'm a little optimistic. Because AI, guys, we know the power of AI. AI has not been a component in previous games. This is something a little bit different. And AI can do things. AI can do amazing things. I'm very, very interested to see what route this goes with AI. That's why I kind of feel like, hey, maybe it's different this time. So quarterback DNA, all right, which, guys, quarterback DNA, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be in college football as well. Quarterback DNA leverages nearly a decade of quarterback performances to deliver unique, player-specific pocket behaviors, signature throwing motions. See, they already supposed to have the signature throwing motions in the game. And distinct scrambling styles that match real on-field movement of star NFL quarterbacks. I like that because it means that Lamar Jackson is going to move different than everybody else. Like he's going to move like Lamar Jackson. You know, that should be in the game. I like that. I don't mind that. I'm not saying anything negative against it. I'm just saying as far as the throwing motions, that I've seen older games where they say, oh, you know, we got real throwing motions in the game. I mean, you can motion capture each specific quarterback anyway. All new traits power distinctive behaviors like bringing the power of Josh Allen and agility of Lamar Jackson to life. As it should. Because like I said, I don't know why they haven't done this before. When they do the motion capturing, I mean, there's only 32 NFL teams. You can literally do the starting quarterbacks for those teams. And motion capture their throwing styles, motion capture all of that, you know, as opposed to doing it with some random guy trying to copy how it looks. And it's not authentic. Football weather, depending on how extreme the conditions are. See, okay, so that's dynamic weather. So what that's telling me right there off top is that you're going to have light snow, you're going to have heavy snow. You're going to have light rain, you're going to have heavy rain, you're going to have light wind, you're going to have heavy wind. And guess what, guys? Those things were in previous games. Remember when you can go to the play now section and then you can pick the weather? And even in Madden, you used to be able to pick light snow and heavy snow. Yeah, that's been in the game, but now they're saying it's going to have an impact. And then the screenshot they use is, I don't know, man. Maybe, in the trailer they didn't show heavy snow. If this was actually in the game, I would have shown this because that looks way different than what the trailer showed. But anyway, football weather can completely disrupt your original game plan. Adapt to new challenges like limited visibility. That's interesting. Limited visibility downfield. So in heavy snow or heavy rain, it's going to be harder to see downfield. Dynamic weather. Like I told you, they're bringing back an older feature, but they show here in writing that they're adding something different to it. In heavy snow and fog. Okay, so right there. Limited visibility in heavy snow and fog. That's interesting. Or wet conditions that will directly impact player movement, stamina, ball security, and more. Which this part right here has been done before. I like it. But like I said, what did I tell y'all? They're bringing it back, but they got to add something different to it, and they are. The limited visibility thing sounds familiar. I think we've seen it in the previous games, but it's going to affect how we play in the game and stuff like that. The part right here, guys, there's stuff in fine print here. Weather can completely disrupt your original game plan. So remember, dynamic weather means weather that does what? Changes. The fact that they say disrupts your original game plan tells me one thing, that you can start the game with perfect weather, or maybe it's cloudy outside, and then third quarter, it's a freaking downpour. That changes your original game plan, because in this game, you're going to know the weather before you go into the game, for the most part. If you're doing a play now, you will, okay? Because after all, this isn't marketed so much as it's not marketed as a hey, this is only in franchise mode kind of deal. Which in franchise mode and in Dynasty too, you really don't know the weather until you get into the game. You remember when they used to have the Weather Channel integration with Madden and college football, and it even showed you the weather conditions for the game. And I wish that they would bring that back, honestly, because right now, if I'm going to play a football game, I've coached football, y'all know that. You can tell what the weather is going to be before the game. You know if there's a 50% chance of thunderstorms, a 60%, or a 10%. You know that before you play. And you know that the day of as well. So why not show us what the weather will be and we can game plan for it ourselves? But it's still interesting. I'm wanting to see how that's going to work out. Coach DNA. Coaches make decisions based on their actual philosophies. They're supposed to have already done that. This has already been talked about in games before. So why are we saying this as if it's something new? Backed by nearly a decade of NFL data, experience real coaching styles like Dan Campbell's. That's Dan Campbell. That's the Lions head coach. I forgot his name. Fourth down aggression, Kevin O'Connell's creative offensive approach, and more. I'm sorry, I've heard this before. I'm not saying it's not cool or not interesting, but I've heard all of this stuff was supposed to be in games before. Adding new layers of strategy to every matchup. Dynamic coach suggestions provide play recommendations based on what your team's coach would dial up in specific game situations. So when it says coach suggestions, now it's not the game doing it. The game previously did it in an overall basis. It would base it off of down and distance and player personnel. Now they're going to base it off of what would the coach call in this situation, based off of what they've studied in real life of them calling. So there is even though they've done this before, there's another layer of depth to it. Okay. Dynamic coach suggestions provide play record. There's that word again. They're using this word a lot through Madden and college football. Dynamic. And I like it. Dynamic means it's ever changing. Coach suggestions provide a play recommendation based on what your team's coach would dial up in specific game situations. And new multiplayer counters offer smart recommendations against opponent tendencies, making it harder for them to succeed with repetitive attacks. Sounds familiar. Coach suggestion really got to me. Coach suggestion already does that. I don't know. Explosive NFL gameplay. Burst up field like Saquon with updated player movement to reflect the explosive athleticism only the NFL can deliver. Physics-based interactions now include catch tackles, stiff arms, and trucks for improved collision control. Now, the burst up field thing, the guy did say that players, fast players feel fast in this game. He's like, if somebody runs a 4-2, it looks like and feels like they run a 4-2. So, interested to see that. Defensive controls and strategy. Control your pass coverage depth with new custom zones. We got that in college football as well. And perfect your pass rush strategy with new stunts and twist options at the line. That's going to be in college football as well. So I'm wondering, will dynamic weather be? Because they didn't advertise it. They didn't say anything about it for college football. Like I said, guys, this is interesting. It's interesting. I'm not excited. I'm not like whoop-de-doo. Why? Because a lot of this stuff we've had it in some shape or form, guys. But let's be real. It is gonna be different, but we've had a form of these things before. Okay? Even the stunts and twists on the D line. Like you can personally audible them to do stunts and twists. You know, in previous games. I hadn't even really just paid attention if you can do it now. So these things, we've had them before. But like I said, they are different. And a big reason why is because of AI. I talked about that in a previous college football video. AI, once they start implementing that, it's going to make video games better. Because AI can do what a person programming a game, it takes it to a completely different level. So while it's like, I guarantee you, other content creators are going to be saying, we've heard all of this before. We've had all of this in previous games. Why are they putting this out like it's something new? That's my Ryan Moody impersonation. Because it is new. Yes, we've had all of this stuff before, but it's different. There's more depth to it. I guarantee you there's going to be more depth to it. And I'm, for one, I'm interested to see. Can't wait for the deep dives so that we can see... Let's read these gridiron notes. Gameplay. We talk about gameplay for Madden. We're talking about real world NFL data. Yeah, they did that with the Amazon stuff. Like, what, in 24 or 23? Seeing the tendencies and traits of the league's superstars experiencing real football, whether on the virtual gridiron, strategizing around the real X's and O's of football, and real community feedback coming through each snap, truly making every game you play feel different. Quarterback DNA. Quarterback is the most iconic position in all of sports. To reflect that, Madden 26 has completely reimagined quarterback mechanics from animations to behaviors with our quarterback DNA. Not only are you watching Josh Allen's rocket arm fire off a deep pass mid-jump, you're doing that when you're playing as Josh Allen too. More than 500 new quarterback animations were added to Madden NFL 26. Quarterback signatures in Madden 26 are visual replicas of everything from how each quarterback holds the football in the pocket to their arm slot when slinging it down the field. We have overhauled our player trait system with 50 new player traits across numerous positions, all backed by real-world NFL tendency data. You should already have been doing the NFL tendency data thing. Like, when you make a simulation game, shouldn't you already be using that anyway? But here's the deal. Why is this different now? Because of AI. They put it in. They have an AI system. They put this stuff into, and the AI generates it. Does your quarterback in real life throw more often to the right side of the field? Joe Burrow, for example, will be more likely to set his feet before throwing than other quarterbacks. Josh Allen, as fearless as he is in real life, will be trucking defenders as he takes a chance to scramble for a first down instead. Whether it's Lamar Jackson getting shifty to avoid hits or Matt Stafford dropping his arm down to finesse a screen pass, pocket presence, scrambling tendencies, and passing styles reflect the unique traits of today's stars and tomorrow's legends. Interesting. All right, so Coach DNA. Introducing Coach DNA, a groundbreaking feature that brings the personalities and tendencies of NFL head coaches to Madden 26, powered by a machine learning system from years of real-world data. Coach DNA mirrors the unique styles and philosophies of NFL coaches. 4th and 3, You better be ready for Dan Campbell and the Lions to try getting a first down. Passing successfully on the Vikings, expect some creative blitzes from their unpredictable defense. This data-driven play calling brings real-life head coach tendencies to the virtual gridiron. Our second piece of coach DNA is an overhaul to coach suggestions that also contains what we call coach speak. If you're playing as the Lions, Dan Campbell will offer various suggestions depending on the down and distance, true to the Detroit Lions tendencies, and mirror the way that Campbell talks. Here's my question, because coaches, well, you don't really see a coach carousel in the NFL. Never mind. I was going to say, if Dan Campbell was to go to a different team, would he take those tendencies with him? But in Madden, you don't ever see the coaches leave. Anyway, random thought. On top of that, we have real-time coaching AI. See, I'm telling you, that's the difference, guys. Because I'm telling you, all you're going to hear today is we've heard this stuff before. And then I know people aren't going to listen to the game changers because they're like, well, you're paid for by EA. AI is the difference maker here. If there's going to be a difference, it's going to be AI. So that alone makes it different. Where the CPU teams will make pre-snap adjustments and suggest play calls that specifically counter your opponent's tactics, driving Coach John Madden's vision further for teaching X's and O's is at the forefront of Coach DNA. Basically, guys, you're going to have to scheme in this game. And now I'm sure that's going to be relegated to difficulty setting and stuff like that. But I don't know. I feel like it'll be different. We'll see. We received tons of positive feedback on our playbooks from the previous years, and we're happy to announce that we have nearly 1,000 new plays at the launch of Madden NFL 26. See, they said at the launch. So that means they're going to add more later. Our playbooks contain the current trend of motion and shift-based offenses you see from teams like San Francisco and Miami. For our defensive playbooks, you'll find exotic blitz pressures, defensive disguises, and all new stunts and twists to lock down your opponents. Wear and tear and new depth chart positions. Modernized roster management adds strategic depth with the wear and tear system. So they was this in Madden 25? Wear and tear? I don't know. And dynamic substitution. So they got that in college as well. Wear and tear affects player performance. We know what wear and tear is. I don't have to read that. That's in college. So that's cool. Dynamic substitutions allow seamless situational snaps without pausing gameplay. Unless the offense goes no huddle, the defense can't sub. Highly requested new depth chart positions, modernized Madden NFL 26 featuring edge, nose tackle, long snapper, and the versatile gadget position. This upcoming NFL season could see a dynamic, consistent two-way player in Travis Hunter, and Madden 26 is ready. Hunter will have the ability that counteracts some of the wear and tear of playing both ways, meaning you can't just throw any receiver at corner and expect the same result, which is cool. Like, this would have been cool in college. Madden is yet to be seen. I understand they're putting it in the game for players like Travis Hunter, but Dion played both ways. There's been other players that kind of do some both way deal, but I think it's a little bit too early to put that. I would have waited to see how he does this season as far as playing both sides of the ball. Football weather. The NFL teams face the dual challenge of battling each other on the field while contending with various harsh weather conditions through the season, and we have brought that to life with football weather in Madden 26. We have completely overhauled not just the visuals, but also the effects of weather conditions. Heavy snow, fog, rain, and everything in between, there's not much in between that, will affect movement, visibility, stamina, and ball control. If you're playing a Madden NFL Snow Bowl, you'll notice players slipping or moving as clunky as they would in a real life blizzard. Physics from how players move to how the ball carriers will be adjusted to mimic weather conditions. Think again about chip shot field goals in heavy weather. Guys, this has been in the game before. Go look it up. I've been playing these football games a long time. This isn't new. So why not just say, hey, we're bringing back dynamic weather? And I'm telling you, they get away with it because there is going to be something different about it. But we've had this in previous college games and NFL games. We've also, which I'm not saying that in a bad way. I like it. It adds realism to the game, but just say, hey, we're bringing this back. We've also added the finer details, making the elements a part of the home field where cold weather teams will not get as impacted when playing in cold weather and wet as warm weather teams. There it goes. There it goes. I told you. They got to do something different. And that is different. That is actually a big difference. So your teams from Florida won't play as well in the snow as your teams from Philly. That's huge. And then likewise, it rains a lot in Florida. So teams that aren't used to that, like Arizona, they probably won't play as well. That is huge because that is real life. I actually like that. But to balance, when playing in extreme heat, those cold weather teams will tire out faster. Which is a little detail with a big impact that came straight from NFL play. Bro, that came straight from real life. Anybody with a brain can tell you that. That is dope. I love it. I told you they got to do something different if they're bringing back an old feature, and bam, right there. Now we can bring back an old feature and add something special to it. Why? Because of wear and tear. This is cool. I actually like that. So, football fundamentals are not optional. They're essential. So we're doubling down on core football principles to give players more depth and control. The guy that played it, that quarterback that does YouTube played it, he mentioned this. Explosive locomotion, run and pass blocking, defensive zone coverage, physics, and new mechanics are at the forefront of improvements as we hear your feedback. When we say explosive NFL gameplay, here is what it meant to us. Simply that the left stick feeling has never felt better in Madden. It's not just fast players are fast, the end. Our explosive locomotion differentiates the north to south speed of athletes like Tyreek Hill versus the wiggly east-west players like Jahmyr Gibbs. With explosive locomotion, a player who runs a 4.2 40-yard dash will feel like a player who runs a 4.2 40-yard dash. We want our players to feel the visceral difference between fast and explosive in Madden NFL 26. The quarterback said that, and that was a tweet that he had to delete. And now they're coming out and saying it. I want to see it. I want to see it in college football too, because there is a difference between a player who is shifty and a player that is fast. And I have never been able to get people to really truly understand that without, players that play football understand that there's a difference between fast and shifty. Okay. And having the game reflect that would be amazing. I can't wait to see that in action. And I really hope and pray that that's in college football as well, because that is huge. That's huge. Because, oh man, that's huge. That's huge. That adds depth to the player types. Custom defensive zones let you game plan and adjust like real NFL coordinators. With custom defensive zones, you'll be able to set the depth of your zone, defenders at the line of scrimmage to take away that pesky corner route from your opponent. Do you want your safeties to align to a certain hash, the passing strength, or elsewhere? There it goes again. AI. I'm telling you guys, that's why they can bring back. It's going to be different with AI. I'm not saying it's going to be good, but it is going to be different with AI. I'm interested to see oh my gosh, I called this in a college football video, matter of fact. AI logic, custom zones, and more deliver an overhaul to defensive coverage in Madden NFL 26. We can't wait to share more, including how we have leveled up the trenches with our foundational football feature. Be on the lookout for our upcoming gameplay deep dive. Madden NFL 26 doesn't just tweak mechanics. We've made a commitment to the soul of football, the fundamentals. This is what I want to see. God dang, it's a lot in this deep dive. I should have did that in a separate video. Franchise mode. The team heard your feedback and transformed the coach customization and immersion features in Madden 26 franchise mode. New challenges make the game-to-game, week-to-week experience feel different. First things first, in the NFL, no two coaches are alike. Now in Madden, that's also true. We've added hundreds of new heads and brand new gear for when you're creating your coaching style. Guys, I've heard that you can even give your coach Jordans. And that's like Miami's coach. He got the drip. He be drippy. But I wish they would put this in college as well. which, yeah, that's a branding issue. We've also introduced a new meta game with coach abilities in Madden NFL 26. You can now check out the scouting report and customize your game plan against your opponent each week. Guys, that's been in older games. Put it back in college too. I was actually going to do a video about that college-wise talking about that. Yes, put that back in the game. Coach abilities are also more than just menu items. They can trigger via in-game scenarios. For example, one ability could increase your offensive tackle success chance against power moves. Leveling up your coach gets you access to more abilities. And of course, CPU teams will be able to take advantage of these game plans as well. Game planning against you. That's cool. And it should be, but that's still cool information. So based on how you play, they're going to game plan against that, which that's realistic. Playbooks become a large focus for your franchise this year with play sheets. Play sheets are another component of your weekly game planning, allowing you to add extra plays to your playbook. The play sheet you'll be able to access depends on how you level up your coach. I like that. It's just a little nuance, guys. It's just a little tidbit of something different. I mean, you got your whole playbook, but what they're saying is you can add more plays to it in franchise mode as opposed to creating a completely new playbook and all that kind of stuff. I want to see how that works. Managing players' wear and tear is now part of franchise strategy tool. Remember, when we mentioned Travis Hunter in the gameplay section, upgraded trainer roles mean trainer abilities are used to manage wear and tear. Franchise mode comes alive with enhanced presentation, including halftime shows. Yes! There we go. Finally, it's back. About damn time. Franchise mode comes alive with enhanced presentation, including halftime shows. It took y'all all of 50 dang years to get it back in the game. Please don't F it up, EA. And weekly recaps with Scott Hansen and all new custom broadcast packages for Sunday, Monday, and Thursday primetime games. Please tell me they got the whole Chris Berman type deal going on here, bro. That right there, man. That right there gonna get me to drop my draws, man. That's good stuff right there, man. I'm willing to see how that's gonna work out. There we go. Now we getting on to something. Can we get this in college football? More on this and a whole bunch more franchise and presentation and future gridiron notes this summer. Presentation. NFL atmosphere comes to life with revamped authenticity in Madden 26. Experience team-specific runouts, crowd chants. Y'all supposed to already have that. Y'all supposed to already have that. Come on, man. Let's talk head coaches. More gear means more authentic-looking coaches. Dan Campbell is going to have that signature Dan Campbell look on the sideline, complete with his t-shirt or rolled-up long sleeve. Let them change their gear. Don't have them wearing the same thing every game. Like these cartoons that wear the same clothes every day. You know what I'm saying? That would add some dynamicness to this game. In terms of uniform, like even let us pick what the coaches wear, just like we do with the players. Give us that freedom. Like me as a coach, if I create myself in franchise mode, let me have a wardrobe, and I can pick what I want to wear for the game the same way that the players can pick what they want to wear. Like we pick what the players wear for the game. In terms of uniforms, the team added more alternate and classic jerseys from. I don't care about that. NFL has trash uniforms for the most part, including Texans redesign. Stadium edge walls and field arts are being aligned with specific uniforms. Okay, so that it matches whatever you're wearing. If the Bengals go all white, yeah, right there. Bengals rocking all white out. Buccaneers in the creamsicle. The field logos will match those uniforms. That's cool. Another in-stadium detail we added. In-venue prompt graphics package from teams' real-life jumbotrons will be in the game. Interesting. It's all in the details, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. We can't wait to share more with you. Franchise and presentation deep dive. Superstar. What we got? Ultimate Team left? Jesus, I'm not doing Ultimate Team. I'll read Superstar. Step into the spotlight. Live your dream NFL career. Import your Road to Glory player from EA Sports College Football. Notice that they didn't say anything about importing draft classes, guys, because it's probably not going to be in the game. Or craft brand new avatar to take the league by storm. From rookie hopeful to legendary icon, every week brings fresh story of the week narratives that pull you deeper into the heart of the game. Career chapters will guide you down the path to becoming a superstar. Start as a bench player and work your way into different phases of your career by meeting objectives. But fail to please your coach and you could find yourself back on the bench and looking at a redemption arc. Build and manage crucial relationships with coaches, teammates, and agents. Interesting. So remember Superstar Mode back in 05-06 where you had an agent? That stuff was peak. Through the immersive sphere of influence system, because who you know off the field can be just as important as what you do on it. Interesting that they mention off the field, because y'all remember there's been a rumor about there being like an open world kind of deal to like Superstar Mode, kind of like they have in NFL 2K. Interested to see if that's what they're referring to here. Keep your body in peak shape by balancing wear and tear. Push your limits in intense Superstar live events. Live events, there it goes again. Live events, okay? It's screaming 2K. And sharpen your skills to climb all the way to a 99 overall rating. For players who love Superstar Showdown, expect bigger and better live events throughout the year. P.S. This includes the return of online head-to-head mini games. More on that in Superstar Deep Dive. Y'all can come to this and read the Ultimate Team yourself. I have no care for that at all. Interesting. We're getting a halftime show, and according to them, a weekly recaps with Scott Hansen. Now, what I wonder about the weekly recap, are they going to do it like Chris Berman thing where they show highlights and stuff, or is it going to be more like what was it, Madden 06, where they had like the radio show where you would just hear people talking in the background while you're at the main screen or the main hub of franchise mode? Interesting. We will be following this for sure. Guys, that's all I got, man. Y'all come check this out, man. It's a lot going on here, a lot to unpack and process. Some old, some new, some different little nuances. I know my advice is this. On the surface, I know a lot of these features have been in the games before, but like I said, the whole thing is two different words, dynamic and AI. I think that's going to make a difference here, but we will wait and see. That's all I got for right now, y'all. Stay tuned later today for my college football upload. Till next time, thanks for watching. Peace.